Welcome to Week 3's lesson, Complex Fractions. The objective of this lesson is to define what a complex fraction is and show how to simplify a complex fraction to its simplest form. A complex fraction is a fraction with one or more fractions in the numerator, denominator, or both. Let's look at this example. 1/3 over 1/2. Complex fractions can be written as a division problem, so our complex fraction from before, 1/3 over 1/2, can be written as 1/3 divided by 1/2. Now that we have our complex fraction written as a division problem, we have to keep in mind one very important rule. This rule, the reciprocal rule, states that dividing by a fraction is equivalent to multiplying by the reciprocal of that fraction. This means our division problem, 1/3 divided by 1/2, can be written as a multiplication problem, 1/3 times 2 over 1. This multiplication problem can then be solved to get us the answer to our problem, 2/3. Let's do one more. Simplify the complex fraction 1/3 over 1/4. Our first step is to rewrite this problem as a division problem, 1/3 divided by 1/4. Now that we have our division problem, recall the reciprocal rule. This rule tells us we can change our division problem, 1/3 divided by 1/4, into a multiplication problem by taking the reciprocal of our second fraction. Our multiplication problem is now 1/3 times 4 over 1. We can now simplify our multiplication problem. 1/3 times 4 over 1 equals 4 over 3. Therefore, 1/3 divided by 1/4 is equal to 4 over 3. Let's look at a little more complex example. Simplify 2/3 over 3/4. As before, our first step involves rewriting the problem as a division problem, 2/3 divided by 3/4. For our second step, we'll need to use the reciprocal rule again. 2/3 divided by 3/4 becomes 2/3 times 4 over 3. We can now simplify our multiplication problem. 2/3 times 4/3 equals 8/9. Therefore, 2/3 divided by 3/4 equals 8/9. This concludes Lesson 3 on complex fractions. To recap the objectives of this course, a complex fraction is a fraction with one or more fractions in the numerator, denominator, or both. And complex fractions can be simplified using the reciprocal rule. Thank you for your time, and please return to the course to get your activity for the week.